What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about 2 bonus weapon unlocks in Season 4, the free trial, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and in the background we do have some new gameplay of Paris 24/7, a brand new 6v6 map that, in my opinion, plays pretty damn well. I actually love the layout, and as a reminder, this is not a remake of Resistance from MW3 2011. There were some theories about that when the map initially got revealed, but you'll also see a couple of clips of Tokyo later in this video. Overall, big fan of the Season 4 multiplayer update. It's been an absolute blast, and I want to once again thank all you guys for the crazy support on all the content that went up yesterday here on the channel. There was so much to report on when it comes to the launch of this 4th season, and of course Black Ops 6. But with all that in mind, there is plenty of brand new article coverage also going up on detonated.com for those who want to stay up to date with all things Call of Duty. The Detonated staff went ahead and killed it yesterday with the amount of coverage that had to get reported on. There was so much to update, and I'm really proud of the entire team. But first and certainly foremost, the free trial officially got announced for Modern Warfare 3's 4th season. So we typically see a free trial go live either towards the launch window of a new season or maybe towards the later half of a season. I think Modern Warfare 3 has typically been doing them towards the beginning of a brand new content update, but as you can see, you're going to get access to 8+ multiplayer maps. We have Paris and Tokyo, so you get access to both of the new 6v6 maps. You're also going to get Rust, Meat, DOS House, Shipment, Stash House, and even Emergency. Honestly, a very strong lineup of maps that I think will really encourage players to probably pick up a full copy of the game, or will, I think, remind players that Sledgehammer has absolutely killed it when it comes to the multiplayer front this year. But you're also going to get 5 multiplayer game modes. You have TDM, Hardpoint, Domination, Kill Confirmed, and even Demolition. But with all of that, you're also going to get the full Modern Warfare Zombies experience. We're talking all of the recent Dark Ether rifts, the Easter eggs, the act missions, so on and so forth. For some reason, in the free trial graphic, it does show an image of the unstable rifts, which aren't going to be releasing until Season 4 Reloaded, which is the end of June. Now, while the free trial is active, there's also going to be a triple XP event still going on, and it's going to last until June 3rd, coincidentally when the free trial ends. Take advantage of that if you guys want to get a boost in your player level, weapon level, or even your battle pass progression. Now, there was a creator call a couple of days ago for Season 4, and during the creator call itself, there were a couple of things that got mentioned, which I want to clarify a bit here in this video. Let's start off first with the DNA bomb. So, for whatever reason, in the recent blog post for Season 4, it was heavily implied that the DNA bomb wouldn't be replacing the MGB, which is the current nuke that we've been seeing since MW3 2022. So during the creator call, they actually clarified that the DNA bomb does indeed replace the MGB, and the MGB previously cost 30 consecutive kills without dying, so go ahead and unlock it, and then it would end the game once you called it in. The DNA bomb doesn't end the game when you call it in, and only requires 25 consecutive kills to go ahead and earn. So it's a new way to get a nuke over in multiplayer. It's a little bit easier, and in my opinion, a lot more valuable, since you can get multiple if you want in a single game and just call them all in, which is pretty damn cool. It's very similar to the Cold War nuke that we also had a couple of years ago. It's funny because Cold War introduced a nuke in a Black Ops game for the very first time, and it didn't end the game either. But I think it's really unique to see the DNA bomb come back from Advanced Warfare 2014. There's also a really cool animation once you call it in. On top of the green explosion in the sky, it doesn't provide an EMP effect or anything. It actually melts the enemies right in front of you. There's a really cool after effect, as you will see on screen. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the DNA bomb if you've gone ahead and earned it already in a public match, or if you went ahead like me and tested it in a private match right as the season went ahead and dropped. But I do want to remind you guys, sometimes there's miscommunication in a blog post, sometimes there's miscommunication even in a creator call, which actually leads me to my next point. So when it comes to the weekly challenges for our 4th season, they obviously haven't confirmed yet how we're going to go ahead and unlock the Sledgehammer melee weapon. They already confirmed the Spaz 12 or the Reclaimer shotgun is going to be through the classified sector mid-season, but they didn't mention how we're going to get the Sledgehammer. So the only method that is really left to get that will be through a weekly challenge. And we're going to actually go through which of the amps are coming up next. There's actually an order that leaked out. We'll circle back to that in just a bit, but they did mention in the creator call there would be 2 aftermarket parts releasing via the Armory unlock section, and I believe that was a miscommunication on Sledgehammer's front. They actually meant to say that there would just be 2 challenge unlocks that we can do to get these 2 aftermarket parts, but it was also kind of implied that those would be 2 amps that haven't been announced yet. But no, they're actually 2 amps that have already been revealed, but they're just not going to be a part of the weekly challenges. So here's what they are. Starting off with the Renetti aftermarket parts. This is known as the Jack Intimidator. So if you go up to your conversion kits for the Renetti pistol, you'll see that an unlock challenge is available right now for this thing. So what it wants you to do is get 15 headshots with sidearms. You can do this in any match of your choice, and what's cool about the Renetti amp is that, as it says in the description, you could take more deliberated shots with this modification that changes the Renetti to a semi-auto style weapon. So this thing is pretty damn powerful. I'm not gonna lie to you, you'll see some gameplay later in this video, but getting 15 headshots with sidearms really isn't that hard. You can use the Renetti if you want. I think it's one of the better pistols in the game. You could also go ahead and use something closer to an SMG like the WSP pistol. That's not hard to get headshots with, or you can be creative with it if you have this unlocked and use the Jack Ferocity carbine kit on the Renetti, which really does convert the pistol into an absolute monster, pretty much an SMG, and getting headshots shouldn't be that difficult. So you'll see me unlocking this thing in the background gameplay, and then we'll go ahead and take this new aftermarket part into a public match of Paris, as you're going to be seeing more gameplay of in the background. But I think it's totally cool to see some pistol aftermarket parts that convert it either into a much better pistol or into a weapon that feels like it's an SMG or something. Always a blast seeing these things. But we then next up have another aftermarket part known as the Jack Decimator. This turns the Lockman Shroud SMG from Modern Warfare 2 into a fully automatic weapon. Now, in order to get this one, you have to go ahead and get 30 kills with a suppressed submachine gun. So very straightforward. You can even use the Shroud if you want, since it already has a built-in suppressor. I think this is a pretty unique SMG that I've been a big fan of since it came out in Season 5 of Modern Warfare 2 last year. You could, of course, just put a suppressor on any other SMG of your choice and get 30 kills as you please. But as with the Renetti challenge, and even with this one, going into a small map mosh pit and just going ham really isn't that difficult, and luckily a small map mosh pit is still live within multiplayer. Now, if you guys are like, wait, what's really the point of getting a fully auto Lockman Shroud when we already have the Lockman sub that's fully auto? It's like the MP5. I get what you're saying, but I think it's cool that you can essentially save an attachment in the gunsmith, not having to worry about putting on a suppressor if that's what you want to use, because it's already built onto the weapon, so you can focus on your other attachments you want to equip for the rear grip, for the barrel or the magazine, the stock, the optic, whatever it is you guys prefer. I think it's still pretty cool, and the weapon honestly feels great inside of pubs, so hopefully you guys are enjoying it. But yeah, those are our two brand new aftermarket parts that are not tied to weekly challenges, but instead have actual unlock challenges that you can do rather quickly. Now, I want to mention something that wasn't confirmed for Season 4, which probably means it got pushed back to Season 5, and that is an aftermarket part for the Morse Sniper. The Sniper came out last season, obviously, but apparently there's a conversion kit coming relatively soon, which turns it into a bit of a blunderbuss. That's a really special weapon that we saw in Advanced Warfare and World War II 2017. There's even gameplay of this amp that leaked out via a Warzone mobile data mine, and it's actually crazy to see what this is about to do. It's probably going to be a very, very frustrating weapon to go up against when people start using it in either multiplayer or Warzone. I mean, real quickly, I will say the Kar 98 is really damn sweet. I'm glad that pro snipers out there are having a blast with it, and I'm glad that it is the same faithful car that we had in Modern Warfare 19, but some players are really damn good with that thing, so you'll see a couple of deaths in my gameplay and probably in future videos of mine where there's some absolute demons going after me with that car. So I can't even imagine how much crazier that Morse Blunderbuss is going to be when you end up going up against it. But apparently that got updated according to leaker Bob Network UK over on Twitter, which probably means it wasn't scrapped, it still exists, and is just being saved for a future season. So either Season 5 or even Season 6. But a list of upcoming aftermarket parts, or the order of release I should say, for the amps did go ahead and leak out. Apparently next up we have the Jack Requiem kit for the Castoff 762, a Modern Warfare 2 AR. We then have an aftermarket part for the FJX Horus SMG. That's a new weapon that came out last season. This is the Jack Decimator. And then after that, we have the Jack Thumper, which is going to be for the RGL, the one that I'm actually looking forward to the most. Got to see some early gameplay of it in the Season 4 creator call, and it looked like an absolute blast, but it is going to be balanced quite well, especially for hardcore. That was promised to us. But then after that, we of course have a couple of other weeks where we need to see some rewards, right? So I think week 5 or 6 could end up being that hammer melee weapon. I'm going to go with week 5, probably towards the very middle of the season, especially when Reloaded goes live and the classified sector opens up for the spaz. And then after that, what about weeks 6 and 7, right? We're going to be seeing the Jack Gunslinger for the Basilisk and the Jack Volk for the KV Inhibitor Sniper. Those will be the two amps to release in either week 6 or week 7. And then if you're like, wait, what about week number 8? Well, there's that animated camo you'll get for having done 8 weeks worth of weekly challenges. That means doing at least 5 challenges per week in any game mode or a variety of each game mode. And then you'll also be seeing a blueprint for an unknown weapon as the base week 8 reward for just doing 5 challenges in that week. That's what we've been seeing for the last couple of seasons. Week 8, you'll get a blueprint for doing the 5 challenges, and then you get that animated camo or just a camo reward for having done 8 weeks worth of challenges. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. Didn't expect to be covering 2 more aftermarket parts just 24 hours after the launch of Season 4, but it's been a blast checking out these brand new amps that I think play very well inside of multiplayer. Also, let me know what you're thinking down below about the free trial and the upcoming amps. Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.